These moms thought they were on a dream vacation in paradise until it turned into the holiday from hell.
I ran and I was screaming.
Amber Shear and her best friend Dongayla Dobson were on a mom's getaway, taking a Carnival cruise to the Bahamas.
No kids, no men, just us. Like we're back at 4-H camp.
That's where we met, 4-H camp in 4th grade.
The two moms say they were having a great time until the last day of their vacation. That's when they left the cruise ship and went ashore. They say they were looking for seashells on the beach when a staff member from the resort offered them a 2-for-1 drink special, which they accepted. Then another staff member said he could guide them to where the best shells were located.
It was the worst decision we've ever made.
We noticed, like, we're starting to feel these drinks pretty strongly.
Do you think those drinks were drugged?
Oh, most certainly.
They absolutely were drugged.
The friends tell me they have only limited memories of what happened next.
I came to being raped by my assailant.
I remember being pushed down. I vaguely remember the guy's face and the facial hair.
The moms say they were both left covered in bruises and tested positive for the presence of sedatives and other drugs back on the ship. The mom's ordeal comes less than 2 weeks after the U.S. State Department issued a Level 2 advisory warning American tourists to exercise increased caution in the Bahamas due to crime. 18 people were slain just in January, most victims of gang warfare. Were you aware of the State Department travel warning for tourists?
No, after we left the infirmary back to our rooms, after we have done full kits, that's when our family notified us.
Nicholas Gerson is their attorney.
The law requires cruise lines to warn about dangerous conditions that they know or should have known about.
Bahamian police say they have arrested 2 suspects.
Carnival says they routinely share guidance to guests about keeping safe while on shore, adding that they are cooperating with the Bahamian police in the investigation.
If you think about it, this story doesn't even really make sense. So you was just innocently picking up seashells on the seashore, and these 2 Bahamian savages came out of nowhere, and out of all the women on the island, they decided to victimize you and another middle-aged mom from Kentucky. It doesn't even really make sense if you think about it. And it's crazy to me that these news companies, and we see this time and time again, these news companies will run these stories based on no evidence outside of 2 women crying about something that may have happened. So they blasted the Carnival Cruise Company, and they completely humiliated these 2 guys, dragging them to jail in front of their parents, in front of their neighbors, in front of their communities, all based on lies. Cheat on your husband, but then you felt so guilty about it that you internalized the lie to make yourself seem like the victim. And this comes from the feminist mentality that women are always victims in interactions with men, even if they consent to it, even if it's their decision. It's gotten so bad that there are certain colleges in America where women can retroactively withdraw consent now. That means up until a week after a sexual interaction they have with another classmate, they can retroactively withdraw consent, and that male classmate could get in trouble for something that she consented to.
You guys, this is crazy. I made a video last night about these 2 moms from Kentucky who were on a Carnival cruise and made a stop at Grand Bahama, and apparently 2 of the staff members there slipped some DRUGs into their drinks and then SA'd them. Well, the resort and the cruise line is saying that their story is completely wrong and that they made this whole thing up. So the resort is called Pirates Cove, and they have 16 cameras around the resort, and it basically captured everything. And this account on the Book of Faces has a video that's just full of information. But basically, they said upon further review of their surveillance videos, the allegations made on site and in subsequent social media posts and news stories conflict with what the time-stamped surveillance videos contain. As such, the lengthy videos of all concerned have been handed over to the local police and will be shared with our industry partners as needed. And then the resort goes on to say that the 2 guys were terminated, but because they violated the zero-tolerance policy. So here's a timeline according to their footage. The girls entered the property at 8:17 in the morning. They were greeted by staff at 8:24. Then at 9:40, one of the girls met with one of the guys who's being accused. Then at 10:06, you can see them, looks like they're walking arm in arm with these 2 guys. They were headed towards the western side of the beach where the alleged incident took place. Now check out this video and then listen to what they have to say about it.
Refused to let us see a U.S. physician or a Carnival physician.
Refused to let us have a rape kit done immediately. Made us go to the bathroom. Like,
Guys, they wouldn't even give us a rape kit after we had been. They refused. They made us go to the bathroom and use toilet tissue, and they collected toilet tissue as their specimens.
And then they did an alcohol test on us, like we were just super drunk. We had hardly any alcohol in our system at all.
Well, the resort says that their EMS offered medical assistance to both of the girls, but they declined and even signed a waiver. And then they left for the cruise ship in a private vehicle, but knowing the gravity of the incident, their officers boarded the cruise ship, providing an SA kit and hospital form to the ship's medical doctor. So that's completely different than what the girls are saying. And just to throw in there, there is now a GoFundMe with a $10,000 goal. Apparently it's to help raise money for medications that they need that help prevent certain diseases. I don't know. But anyway, what do you guys think?
If you are Caribbean or you ever been to the Caribbean, you already know what it is. I was just with my wife in Jamaica in January. It wasn't nothing but single women who maxed out their credit card, and they see them dudes up there gyrating with all the muscles and that baby oil on their body, and after 4 shots, they want to eat sausage. And that's fine. If you a grown adult, do what you want to do, but then don't try to play the victim when you make a bad decision.
I did not know nothing about sex. So.
You're watching never-before-aired video of Juanetta Gibson and Brian Banks in the minutes before her stunning confession that she lied when she said the high school football star raped her 10 years ago.
This camera right here was in a plant. This
is the man who helped Banks get the now famous confession on hidden camera. Private investigator Freddie Parrish.
There's only one chance to get the goods. I mean, you got to make it right the first time.
Parrish's son played football with Brian Banks at Long Beach Polytechnic High in 2002, the time Juanetta Gibson made her false rape accusation. Gibson's family got $1.5 million settlement from the school district, and Banks got 5 years in prison and 5 more on parole, shackled with an ankle monitor.
So I know I'm not behind bars, and I know I'm not locked up right now, but I'm still very much incarcerated.
Then last year, Brian Banks got a Facebook friend request from Juanetta Gibson.
Mr. Banks called my son, Freddie, and asked him, what should I do? My son naturally says, hey, you got to call my dad. He'll help you with this. Once I was able to read the case, there was no doubt in my mind that this young man was innocent.
Parrish devised a plan to clear Brian Banks' name. He wired his office.
We had a pin like this.
With hidden cameras.
Sitting in this pin holder.
And with microphones.
We had put the audio device in that tree right there behind you.
The private eye suggested Banks first invite Gibson to his office for a friendly chat about their past.
All the scholarships, everything.
Brian Banks asks Gibson for help in clearing his name.
I will go through with helping you less.
But she's afraid of losing all that money from her settlement.
All that money they gave us, gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back. All that, because that will take a long time.
Now comes the hard part. Banks had to convince Gibson to come back the next day and talk to the private eye who was helping free him.
I needed to get her to basically recant everything that she said that Brian did 10 years ago. If I let this man down, I would have to live with that the rest of my life.
The mood in the room was light, but investigator Parrish's questioning got heavy.
When did you lose your virginity? Was it after him, before him, after?
Now the big question.
Did he forgive you? No, he did not. Did he kidnap you? No.
When she said those things, what did you say to yourself?
Wow, I got it.
It was the key evidence that Banks' lawyers from the California Innocence Project needed to go back to court. And that undercover video got Brian Banks' rape conviction thrown out.
So after this man got humiliated in front of his family, lost all chances of him going into the NFL, got 5 years in prison and another 5 years on parole, guess what her punishment was? Nothing. She actually got awarded $1.5 million that she never had to pay back. That's nasty work. That's diabolical. These laws got to change on this kind of stuff because the women who create these false accusations actually get protected. Their image and likelihood gets hidden from the media, but the guys who they falsely accuse before we even know if they really even did anything get blasted all over the media and they get humiliated. At the very least, I think the women should get blasted just like the guys got blasted, and I think they should go on a list of false accusers. I think they should have have a false accusers list. Not only that, but they got to pay some kind of retribution, whether that be money or whether that be spending time in jail, because to lock a man up and take time from his life and to humiliate him in front of his community should just not be acceptable. But I guess it is in these situations. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's a Help Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.